Hi there, greetings. This is Ian Wiltshire from Germany. I've been living here in this country for at least over 45 years. And I used to be a motivational speaker, but I decided I'm going to be a motivational speaker again. Because in my life I've experienced that whatever I thought of, whatever I imagined, came to pass, whether it was positive or negative. And today, I'd like to share with you universal truths. The universal truth is there are two universal truths. Number one is whatever you can imagine with your mind will become your reality. And number two, whatever you fear will become your reality too. Therefore, in all the holy scriptures, in the whole world, there's the commandment, fear not. Because every human being, every soul in this world has the capacity to create. You create your reality. You actually create. You were created by the Creator so that you can go on creating. And in fact, you do. You create the bad things. You create the good things. And you give it over to your children, this creation. And it's all in the mind. It starts from the mind. Your mind creates your body. I've often said there are three pillars of success. Pillar number one is your mind, your imagination. What do you imagine about yourself? And number two is the diet, the food you eat. Is that good for your body or is it bad for your body? Number three is, do you ever move your body? Do you exercise your body? Because there's a reason for that. You are in this body and you should be working your body. You should be exercising your body. You should be moving your body. And my contention is, since the majority of people, when they get older, they don't want to move their bodies anymore. They sit around, they get old, and they lose the muscle mass. And everybody is on the fad. Let's move, let's lose enough fat. We must lose fat, slim down, trim down. But it's not about losing fat. It's about gaining muscle so that your muscles can protect your body. But that's in another video. I'll speak again of the muscles and the diet you should be involved in. But what I want to speak about today is actually your mind, your thinking, your imagination. I'm in Germany now, as I said, for the last 45 years. And I come from South Africa, was born and bred there. And South Africa had an institutionalized racism. If you're white, you are right. If you're brown, stick around. If you're black, get lost. That was the idea. They clouded that in wonderful words. Then they said it was called separate development. And we all had to believe that. The country was run by white people because they were God's chosen people. And we were actually oppressed by this institutionalized racism. Then one day I heard about Germany. I was 13. I heard about Germany from my class teacher, Mr. Charles. I still remember that. He gave us a lesson on Germany. I was so fascinated by this country, this small country that really dominated the world with its armies and, caused a world war where 100 million soldiers, fighting men, were involved. It led to the destruction of the Jews, the Holocaust. It led to the destruction of so many soldiers. Actually, about, 65 million soldiers and civilians perished in this war. Now, I wasn't that interested in the war. I was interested in this little country. What made this little country become one of the most powerful countries in the world? And institutionalize a new world order. Because after the war, it was a new world order. And then I had in my mind, when I was in South Africa, I would like to one day visit Germany, to see this country. I had it in my mind, I started dreaming this, I started imagining it. Now, because I was imagining it, I started, later in life, when I left school, I started meeting Germans. And I wanted to speak to them, but I couldn't speak their language. So I went to the university. And I started learning German. And by learning German, it took me 2 or 3 years to learn it. I couldn't speak it, but I learned it. And what happened afterwards, I was offered a scholarship by the German government to come to Germany and study for 1 year. Well, I took this opportunity, because no one wanted to. All the people, all the South Africans wanted to go to Australia, to New Zealand, to Canada, to the USA. Nobody actually wanted to come to Germany. But I had Germany in my head, in my mind, and I wanted to come here. And eventually I landed up here because I got the scholarship. And when I came to Germany for the first year, I loved it so much. I thought, this is a wonderful country. And they don't treat me like a colored person. No, they treated me like a foreigner. And that was good because there were other white foreigners too. Ausländer, they call them. And so I felt, well, I'm just like the Americans who are here, the Ausländers. I'm like the Brits who are here, I like the Italians, all other foreigners. I was put on the same level as them and that made me very happy because I wasn't victimized on the count of the color of my skin. No, sir, no, sir. And that's why I love the country. And I came to Cologne, and I loved the Cologne beer, the Kölsch, and I loved the dialect Kölsch. I just loved the city of Cologne. To me, it was the most wonderful city in the world, basically, And I stayed here for 45 years because I just felt at home in this country, this odd, strange country with its hidden racism. This country also had its racism. But because the law says it's illegal to be racist, the Germans were very clever. They decided to find other ways to circumvent racism in the country, which I liked very much. So it wasn't blatant, it was insidious. But this insidiousness, I liked it because it means I wasn't really affected by racism forthrightly. No, sir. But the most important thing was, I met so many Germans who said, you must think things first, think it over, and then put it into action. And so I liked this mindset, the mindset of hardworking, thinking things over, talking about it to your pals, and then putting it into the reality. That's what I liked about this country. That's why this country became the powerhouse of Europe, became the most powerful country in Europe. They lost the war, but they became absolutely powerful. I love that. And then I also realized, I started thinking like that. I thought, wait a minute. I'm not going to think about put any focus on what I was in South Africa. In South Africa, I was stigmatized as a so-called colored person. And in Germany, I was just a human being, a person. And eventually I became German. I took on the citizenship. And no matter what people individually said about me or did to me, it didn't bother me at all because I was basically accepted. Now, I wasn't accepted all over, but it didn't matter because I had to use my mind to get where I am today. And besides, I was not discriminated because of the color of my skin. I was probably discriminated because, sometimes I had this victim thinking. Oh, they're doing this against me. Oh, they're doing that. And I tell you one thing, you got to stop that. And then I learned in this country, you have to imagine how your life should be. And basically, I imagined it and I got exactly what I imagined. And when I tried to speak this to people, people just didn't believe me. I said, you got to imagine. And you got to be careful. Fear is something that is going to attract into your life if you fear anything. And that is the reason why I decided not to fear, but to trust in my own strength, to trust in my powers, and to trust in my creative ability. And that's what you have to do. You got to trust in your creative ability. I started learning things like talking to the cells of your body. I learned that. Well, wonderful. Because when I started speaking to my cells, I said, body, you can heal. Cells divide and heal. And everybody else, because they believe in the powers that be, they believe in doctors, they believe in the authorities, they believe in the experts. I said to myself, no, I want to believe in myself, believe in my ability to heal myself. And whatever people said about me, I said, well, that's your opinion. Even if it's a doctor, that's your opinion. My opinion is, I believe in myself. And there were many times that I experienced healing of my body. I experienced it because, I went to the doctor once, and the doctor said to me, the orthopedic, he looked at my feet and said, you have very flat feet. You got to have an instep because of your flat feet, you will never be able to walk later on in life. I said to him, that's your opinion. My opinion is I'll always be able to walk. That's my opinion. Whether my feet are as flat as anything, it doesn't matter. I believe that my body can function. And because you are navigating through your body, you're navigating it, I decided then to take the second step, and that is to put into my body what is good for my body. But that will be in a next video. Then I will tell you why I chose the carnivore diet and why I chose resistance exercises. I will tell you. And if you have a mind open and you desire longevity and you desire health and you desire happiness and success, listen carefully. At 70, I should know what I'm talking about. Okay? So this is my gift to you. Sign up and press the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take good care. Bye for now. Ja, hallo vrienden, dit is Ian Wiltshire hier. En ek gaan nou hierdie toespraak in Afrikaans maak, né? Want ek het Suid-Afrika verlaat omtrent 45 jaar gelede. Maar ek het hierdie taal nog nooit vergeet nie. En daarom praat ek nou in Afrikaans met julle mense wat in Suid-Afrika is. Want daar is baie dinge wat ek nou gesien het van my land, van my mense, en die mense wat my taal nou praat, ek het nou baie dinge gesien. Baie van hulle sterwe te vroeg. Hulle sterwe met 60, met 65, met 62, en vir my is dit te vroeg. Jy weet, Suid-Afrika is een van die rykste lande in die wêreld, wat sy voedsel betref, né? Het is die rykste land in die wêreld, maar ons eet, né? Twak, ek sê vir julle. En jy weet jou dinkwyse, jy dink, jy is nog altyd minderwaardig. Dit maak nie saak wie jy is nie. As jy dink dat jy minderwaardig is, dan het jy minderwaardige gedagtes. En jou gedagtes sal daartoe lei dat jy ook vroeg kan sterwe, want jy glo mos in die dinge wat jy om jou sien. Jy dink, dit is jou feit, né? Wat jy nou sien, wat jy nou erleef, en dit is nie. Dit is jou gedagtes. Jy het nonsensgedagtes, en jou nonsensgedagtes veroorsaak dat jy 'n nonsens lewe voer. Nou as ek is nou hier, jy sien, en ek wil met julle meedeel. Jy kan jou lewe verander. Jy kan jou lewe verander. Baie mense sê, nee, jy moet toelaat dat God jou lewe verander. Nee. God laat jou toe dat jy jou lewe verander. Jy kan ons hulp van die Here verlang, as jy dit nie self kan doen nie. Maar hy laat toe dat jy jou lewe kan verander. Want as jy wil lank lewe en jy drink baie, dan hou jy op om te drink. Hou op om te suip. Hou op om te rook. Daardie dinge voordat jy ongesond word, jy word nie gesond nie, dan gaan jy mos vroeg sterwe. As jy te veel rook en te veel drink, en dan nou kom die derde ding, wat eet jy? As jy te veel koolhidrate en suiker eet, moet jy nie verbaas wees nie, dat jy probleme in jou stelsel het. Jy het baie probleme, jou hartprobleme. Nou, jy kry sommer 'n beroerte aanval. Is omdat jy die verkeerde dinge eet. Maar dit is mos nie jou skuld nie. Hulle het jou vertel, dit is belangrik om baie groente en vrugte eet en koolhidrate, sommer baie, en baie suiker. Nou, Suid-Afrikaners hou van baie eet en baie bier drink en baie wyn drink. En ek sê vir julle, los hierdie dinge. As jy in God glo, dan los jy die dinge van jy het 'n liggaam gekry en jou liggaam is, jy moet jou liggaam gesond hou. Jy moet jou liggaam gesond hou. So hou op om te drink, hou op te suip, hou op om te rook en hou op om suiker te eet. Want te veel suiker is nie goed vir jou stelsel nie. En te veel koolhidrate is ook nie goed vir jou stelsel nie. En jy weet dit, Suid-Afrika het baie vleis. Hier kan ons baie vleis eet. En vleis is gesond vir jou. En vleisprodukte is gesond vir jou. Sê dat 1 jaar eet ek net vleis en vleisprodukte. En ek voel baie sterker vandag as 'n jaar gelede. En ek wil hê, jy moet dieselfde doen. Want jy weet, dit is my mission, my sending. My sending is, jy kan dieselfde doen. Jy moet nie jou ouderdom aksepteer nie. Dink jy's 'n ou persoon, jy is dit. Jy kan deur jou gees, deur jou gedagtes, jy kan jou liggaam nog jonk en sterk hou. So mense, dit is nou my eerste uitspraakie in Afrikaans vir Suid-Afrikaners. So, lewe lekker, bly gesond, dien die Here. En dien jou mense ook. Jou medmense. Nou? En dink daaraan, gee liefde vir jouself en vir ander mense. Goed, dan sal ons mekaar weer sien. Totsiens, ek sal verder maak met hierdie video's in Afrikaans vir jou. Nie net in Duits nie of in Engels nie, maar ook in Afrikaans. Sodat jy kan leer. Baie dankie. Bye.